What's up, guys? Hmm. Looks so fucking rad. Strange. Alright. Alright. Little N next higher next week. SPX or VIX. Ha. Ha ha. Weekend's been pretty good so far. Hey Jen Jen, how you doing? Does the retaliatory tariffs from Canada disprove Kirk's findings of Canada not being a real country? Not so far. I'm running around on the house on all fours, trying to get the zoomies out. Every time I open Reddit this weekend, I'm so thankful I have puts. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend for put holders. Trump announced tariffs, doubled down on them, and then Canada announced retaliatory tariffs. I think Mexico did also. As someone who's long Brazil, feeling pretty great. And short the US. Good morning, Girk. I've been gooning since yesterday. Nice. Edge maxing. Are tariffs good or bad for the US? Historically, they've always been very bad. Yeah. You implement them, and then trade partners implement retaliatory tariffs, and then they form trade coalitions amongst each other and exclude you. Tariffs probably contributed greatly to the Great Depression, if not one of the primary driving forces. Jesus didn't have electricity and he did just fine. How did we get here? You know that woman was born in 1997, but she's somehow 57 years old. I love Trump, but this trade war is not necessary. Uh, yeah, it's probably not. I was born in 1997 and I'm 8 years old. We know. What are the odds I make max profit on my puts? I don't think the US market's going to go to zero. It's a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. It does create a lot of risk for the banks, though, especially if yields start to rise rapidly. Rather than 1930 tariffs likely extended and deepened the Great Depression. They did. But tariffs prior to that, from the 1880s through like the 1910s, 1915, contributed greatly to World War One, and then that kind of helped lead into the Great Depression. Many of the European countries experiencing their depressions far earlier than the U.S. I'm sure you're all well aware of what happened with the Weimar Republic. There's a touch of the Gamma Strike logo that matches the green screen. Yeah, there is. No, tell us more. About which? The Weimar Republic. It's okay. I just hope you guys have wheelbarrows because you're gonna need something to move around all the cash to buy loaves of bread. No, it's fine. We're gonna get everything from Brazil from now on. They have all the same stuff. It's gonna be perfect. Let's get straight to gooning. How do I long basil? I'll just grow it. Go get some seeds. You don't need a wheelbarrow with fart coin. Oh, Jesus Christ. I literally meant Brazil, but autocorrect made it funnier. Do you know who sent in what tickers? That would actually make things way more awesome. Because then I could shame people. Some of these are so bad. Like some people didn't even write tickers. They just wrote things that they wanted to hear. Like boxing positioning and nat gas expectations. I bet you guess it. Yeah, I can figure it out. Blame Carl for not being better. Could you start every single stream with the hey sound before you show up on camera? I'd rather not. Shame them harder. Alright, so what do we got? We got Fubo. Oh yeah, we're gonna try to do dark mode notepad this week. Hello, it's me, your favorite ginger by far. Watch your mouth, Carl. Alright, if JFresh hears that, he's gonna be depressed all day. What was the character limit? If I would have known, I would have submitted the great works of J.R.R. Tolkien. Mm. Hmm. This is perfect. Oh, nope, this is some bullshit paid out. Goddamn son of a bitch. Oh, you know what? I probably do have Word. Is that not opening? What company's finna rip from these tariffs, if any? U.S. domestic suppliers of pretty much everything? This is also not in fucking dark mode. Oh, okay. This works. Alright. I guess I'll just use this. Fuck this. Alright. This is bullshit. What's up? I'm just not gonna fuck with it. It's too much of a pain in the ass. lumber companies. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, Word's in dark mode, but Word's not like a good layout for this. I just want text. I don't want fucking. I don't want like a formatted page. Farville has a TV on his bedroom ceiling. This man must be stopped. It's for porn. Get Notepad plus plus. Mm. Settings. Where the fuck are the settings? Mm. What the fuck? I hate this so much. The fucking border is still white. No, my Windows is in dark mode theme. Oh, hold on. There we go. I figured it out. It's got two different. You have to go to preferences and change it too. Where the fuck is the font style? Does it have no fonts? Jesus fucking Christ. What an actual fucking nightmare. This is fucking trash. Yeah, I'm going back to the other thing. This is bullshit. I don't actually care if you guys can't fucking get the entire list all at once. If it gets deleted, get fucked. Tomorrow better be super bare for this. I'm over it. Alright. Let's start off with the list. So we got Fubo, because you guys feel the need to fucking ask me about it every single week. Why? I don't know. It's still $4 fucking dollars, right? What's there to ask about? Do you think it's gonna make you rich all of a sudden? It's not. Not until there's news. And when there's news, the price will have changed so fast that you won't be able to react to it anyway. It made Atomic a billionaire. It did not. Alright, so yeah, still at $4. Not very fucking interesting, obviously. We will pull it up over here, though. So it looks like there's still pretty decent support here at 4. Plenty of sold puts. There's open interest to the upside. Likely sold calls at 450 and 5. Volatility is kind of flat. Not really moving up on the 30 or 90 or the 10. It's actually moving down a little on the 10. So probably more short vol coming in. Gamma falls off pretty much equally to the downside as it rises to the upside. There's still room for it to run out to about $6. After which gains in gamma slim out quite a bit. And Gamma Max is kind of just chilling there. Bit of Gamma fell off of the chain. So Delta, same with Friday's expiration, although those were likely sold options positions. So, $4. What's next? Upstart. Ooh, Upstart might be actually kind of interesting. Or at least the reaction to Upstart might be kind of interesting. Not only is it pretty heavily tied in with the AI stocks, which are going to probably get hammered, Trump's also promising to continue forward with tariffs against Taiwan, in addition to the tariffs already being enacted against China. Let's see. Gamma neutral on Upstart, 61.96. VN's down at 55, Delta at 53. Looks like there was a big shift in positioning over the last couple of days. Bunch of Delta came on the 30th and then fell off on the 31st. This might have been just like short dated options positionings, option positioning being sold. There's a little bit of support at 64, and then not much down to 60, 55. Yeah, there's not a lot of delta to the downside either until you get down to about like 60 or 50. When's this shit dated for? Fabopex. Fabopex. There's a decent number of sold puts here at 60. Probably not bought yet. IV's still relatively high. Realized vol is fairly low. What was the implied move on that? 9%. Yeah, there's like some kind of like awkward supports, but Gamma falls off pretty smoothly to the downside to about like 53. Does have any like upside potential if it bounces off of GN again? I guess losing GN is gonna be probably the most important aspect here. So lose GN, it's 475. Or 61.96. I've never met in my life met someone that can guess the price of an options contract based on nothing but spot price and time to expiry, but can't open Notepad. Fucking Chad. Listen, it's not that easy, and then it also just looks like shit. I need a text editor with a clear background. It's not a guess, it's just math. Anyway, what's next? Oh, fucking BTU. BTU is going to be interesting. I really don't know much about their Canadian or Mexican exposure, but the Chinese tariffs can't possibly be good. Although I'm pretty sure that they extract coal in Australia to ship to China, and I'm not sure that that export would be under. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure that that export would be under the same regulations. Like they're a U.S. company. Hmm. Speed it up. I want to gain. I'm going as fast as I can. There's not many that everyone wanted to see. There were a lot with like one vote or two votes. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm a little bit unsure how the macro is going to affect BTU. Commodities overall should do well with a rise in the dollar. Most of them are valued in dollars. Um, BTU's got a little bit of resistance to the upside, but a breakout above 19 would be pretty bullish. Volatility has been picking up on it quite a bit. Mm, yeah, I could still fall back to like 1750 or so, but it was a nice move to the upside to around 21. It seems to be fairly stable here. What are these for? Some of these are pretty far dated. Not a lot of delta on the chain. Hmm. IV60 going up. What did OI look like out of the money? Mm, June, Jan. Mm. All right. But we don't have a shortage of housing. We just have too many homes that are owned by people who try to rent them out as Airbnbs. Yeah, I would say BTU could go either way. It's really dependent on the like what China does with their tariffs. Like if China retaliates against the U.S., that's going to hurt BTU really bad. And it depends on how much they retaliate. The assumption should be that they'll try to. Carvana. Carvana had a pretty good week last week. Yeah, starting to reject off Gamma Max, which has been moving up a spot. Um, DNGN moved up dropped the Friday expiry, so a little bit of delta falling off. Gamma's still pretty stable. There is still support at 45, but if 45 is lost, that's quite bearish. Volatility looks like it's starting to top out. There's not much room to the upside on it. So you haven't seen this at? The contrast looks so dope. All right, what's next? SPX, really? Apple. Right. How's Apple looking after it dumped post earnings? Net deltas stayed pretty negative, shockingly, throughout this entire thing. So most of the price action of the upside over the last like 5 days, driven by Gamma. That Gamma's starting to fall off a little bit, but it's not negative. It's like a breakdown at 230. Things start to flip bearish. Volatility started to come down pretty quickly on Friday on the 30-day. How did 10-day vol still pretty elevated. 60s starting to come down, 90 a little bit. Realize vol's pretty elevated, so options are fairly overpriced here. Okay. So what do I need to lose? This one's pretty simple. That's like 230 is support. Quite a bit of delta to the downside. 1 minute. 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 Lots of it just put delta. Lots of sold calls on Friday. Maybe bot puts at 2:30. Hmm. Okay. Oh, did I write 345 on Carvana? Motherfucker. Bullshit. Alright. Hold on. I can fix this. I'm just gonna go up there and make it a 2. Alright. For those of you that can't read the context of the entire fucking sentence. Anyway, I require cookies. What kind? Nutter butter? Shopify? Wow, I got more than one vote. Yes, I know they're Canadian. Hmm. As a service provider, I don't know how effective they're going to be. And with the retaliatory tariffs, maybe it won't make a difference. Things will just stay roughly the same. It's a little bit of support to the downside at like 115. Got a lot of delta way out of the money. Weird. Hmm. How's this look like? Fabo packs. Jesus. It's got a lot of range. Volatility was still going up at the end of last week. 10's going straight up. 23. Hmm. Are we supposed to vote? Someone vote for LPSN for me. The company's such trash. AGL. AGL fell pretty hard on Friday. Still has support at $3. I don't really think this one's worthy of a write up, but I'll do it anyway. Is there anywhere I would pick up more of this? Most of the delta's still at like $3 to the downside. Still a shitload of sold puts at 5. Volatility's realize vol starting to come down. Volatility's tracking with that. This has no gamma curve for some reason. I put that in the bug report. Yeah, this doesn't look very good. Slightly bearish. Two. Rubens are so good. Lots of yummy smackies. What about tiny Rubens? The voting's in the Pickles Picks chat. I don't know what day Carl posts it on, but it's there. Alright, what do we got next? LMT? Ooh, interesting. We're not going to war with anybody yet. It's a trade war. Then comes the wars. That's after. You're getting ahead of yourself. LMT found a nice bottom here. DN, GN diving. Delta's not really picking up on the chain, but Gamma is. So people are probably getting bullish on it due to geopolitical uncertainty. It does have some room to the upside if it continues up. It's kind of already climbed up to strikes with some positive gamma, although total gamma and delta on the chain are quite negative. I would say the move up to like 72 is going to be a bit tough, but if there's enough short dated positioning, that could be quite good. Volatility is still quite low relative to realized vol. It's not really picked. It's picked up a little bit on the 10-day. IV 60 and 90 are still fairly high though. Definitely has a ton of upside room. Out to like 500 or so. There might be a confirm here on a breakout above a gamma neutral. So, yeah. Who the fuck is that support? 40, 50, 450. $72. 472 maybe. Hmm. 72 to 85 doesn't seem so bad. How do I get puts if I don't have puts? The real question. They're going to be very expensive probably tomorrow. That's going to be tough. All right. Bros. Hmm. There was more than one person that asked for bros. Strange. Still kind of chopping along GM. Bounced back after GM started to rise. Well, it was like Wednesday, Thursday. Failed on Friday. It's probably still fairly well supported at $60. Yeah. It's 60 through 50. There's quite a bit of interest. Volatility coming down at all? No, not after it ripped. What about IB10? Oh, still elevated. 60 and 90 is coming down a little bit. So maybe some longer dated short positioning. Still not a ton of room to the upside. Few strikes. Where does it need to fail? Maybe like the 60 strike. 60.55. Rose is a classic Kramer pick. Really? It went up. Was he bullish on it? UPS. Ooh. Okay, some of these are spicy. UPS is already kind of fucked. That's pretty rough. I think earnings was not good for them, right? They like beat, but their revenues were down. Um, they fucking downgraded by literally everybody. No change to the dividend. Loosening ties with Amazon and the Postal Service, which could affect profits. We're worried about Amazon volume decline. We haven't gotten Amazon earnings yet, have we? That's... Yeah, so they're planning to slash business with Amazon. Projected decline in revenue the current year, with the key factor being plans to phase out more than half of the business it does with Amazon over the next 18 months. It's nearly 12% of UPS's total revenue in the last year, or about $1.07 billion. It's going to force a significant realignment of their distribution network and potentially affect results for a year or two into the future. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. Such a cuts of labor hours, the size of its vehicle and aircraft fleets. They said they can launch initiatives to increase efficiency during overhaul that should generate $1 billion in savings. Well, no one's going to believe that. So, yeah, that's I mean, obviously this is probably going to be in a bit of a wonky space on the chain. Might be getting some sold puts down at like 110. Let me see where that volume is. Yeah, down around 110 and a little bit above spot at 115. I would say it could probably still continue to slump a bit, especially if indexes pull down. Realized vols rocketed and Ivy hasn't quite caught up to that, so there'll be some opportunity to continue selling puts here. Possibly longing calls, but I would say things don't get particularly bullish on it unless it gets above like 123. It definitely still has the potential to drop down to like 110 or 108. I was thinking like 125, 150 leap calls, like Jan 2027 on the 110 test. I would wait. Tariffs are going to hit them too. They'll probably be responsible for collecting them as well. Like, just because it's not going to go much lower in the short term, like, options are still pretty cheap, so you might see more puts pile in on the tariff news, which could be quite bad for them. Because that'll add gamma to the downside and increase the range that it could drop. Although, I will say, generally not as affected. It's been quite some time since it's been at a price this low anyway. What was it, like COVID the last time it was down here? Coming out of the COVID crash? Next technical downside support's at like 100. There's not a lot of historic support at 110. So I would say it could probably keep falling. Like some buyers came in prior to the tariffs, but they started bailing as soon as the tariffs were announced on Friday. Glock, I was thinking Carvana 400 calls for end of year. Carvana is about topped out where it is right now. Yeah, I would let the dust settle on I think you're wrong. We've been over this a few times. All right. Bull case for Carvana is what? New car manufacturing gets too expensive. Used car prices rocket. Inflation's gonna go up. I don't know if Carvana, like, even if used car prices rocket, I don't think that's like a long term benefit to Carvana. They still just lose money on every car they sell. That's better than I came up with. I mean, that's the most realistic reason. I could see that being bullish to them into the second half, but when payment in kind falls off of their debt, they're fucked regardless. And they still have a bloated inventory of shit that's they bought at too high of prices. Used car prices go down as new car prices go down because of how fucked dealers are. All right, let's see. Mm, Casey. It's been a long time since I've heard that. You think they're really going to be that affected by any of this? Growth there is kind of slow. Eh. We can cover TQQQ later. Let's see. Nat gas expectations. Hmm. That'll be interesting. I mean, Canada generates a ton of hydroelectric power, which it brings into the Northeast. That if that is cut off in any way, electricity costs will rise throughout the entire northeast of the U.S. pretty substantially, or areas will just be completely without power. That could drive nat gas demand up. Um, if power companies have to, like utility companies have to compensate for that drop in the power grid. There might be areas though that would just be unsalvageable. Oracle. Hmm. Oh, Oracle already fell off of its highs earlier this week. We gotta take a look at Oracle. Uh, mm, it's been pretty fucking volatile. Looks like the last support's here at about 170. Uh, if it bounces, that might be March, Feb, March, Feb, March. Hmm. Volatility picks up a little bit. Realize well, it's sky high right now. Short dated IV is kind of falling off though. Yeah, maybe that's more of a bearish continuation on it. It failed to break up to fill the gap on Friday. Started to sell off into close. Also pretty heavily weighted with other things that could potentially sell off fairly hard tomorrow. There's plenty of room to the downside. Looks like there's pretty strong support at 50. 55, 50. A little bit at 65 too. Hmm. That's also mega. There's still a lot of positive gamma. Shorts will be gone after Trump. Canada shouldn't cause long-term damage. But Trump's causing long-term damage. I mean, they might. It's hard to say how they'll react. Who wanted to know about boxing positioning into Feb OPEX and earnings? Wind down. Oh, there's popcorns. GME. Ryan Cohen's getting divorced. He moves his shares into his own name. She probably owns about 50% of them, although he could give her that money out of one of his other holdings. Unless she actually wants the shares, in which case that'll be fun. Cat's kind of interesting. They're a domestic producer. They've sold off pretty hard over the last week. A lot of their supply chain will be disrupted in the short term, but they should be a beneficiary of tariffs in the long term as one of the world's leading heavy equipment manufacturers. But there is competition that could benefit more from the tariffs outside of the US, like Mitsubishi. Deere would probably be hit similarly. Cat looks bearish right now, and I'm not a big fan of shorting it. I'd rather just short the index. Yeah, fell under DN and GN on Friday. Back under after getting support. Also fell under VN. Delta, net delta, and gamma are negative. Looks like a lot of short dated short positioning came in on it. I could probably continue to sell off. I don't see any reason for it to gain a huge amount of support right here. Yeah, it's got range down to like 350. All right. Anything else on here that I want to do? Nvidia is kind of interesting. Let's do that. Nvidia's got like a little bit of support that popped up on Friday at 119. Um, but it's getting ready to fail GN. Next test about $10 to the downside. There's a little bit of support at 110. I don't think the support at 19 or 115 are going to be that substantial. So it can definitely continue to fail. Volatility is extremely elevated on it. Trump has made it clear that he plans to move forward with tariffs against Taiwan, despite having met with Jensen last week. And Gamma falls off pretty steadily to the downside. Down around 100, things get wonky, but yeah, not too bullish. If any of this shit is repealed, though, or any kind of agreements are settled, like if Trump negotiates something with Canada or Taiwan or Mexico, Nvidia will rip. So be careful being short on it. It's not bullish when GM rises rapidly. Probably just due to an expiration of a lot of out of the money positioning. No, Nvidia could sell off like another $20. I wouldn't want to long it here. You just have to be like if you're short, you just have to be very cautious because it's probably so cautious that you need to hold like some sort of out of the money call hedge. Locally it looks like shit and there's like a tiny bit of support at 119, but if that breaks, it's going to keep selling off. BTC does that. What was the other one that I wanted to look at? Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's a weird one. Tesla should not be up on the week, frankly. There's a lot of rumors that Canada. Oh, actually, the potential upcoming PM for Canada and a few others have mentioned instituting tariffs specifically on Tesla vehicles, and in order to, um, well, hurt Musk specifically. If they were to do that, that would be extremely bearish for a company that is massively overvalued on, substantially weaker earnings and revenue numbers. So I would say Tesla looks pretty bearish under 400 anyway. If that's lost, it can pretty rapidly sell off to like 375, 360, or 350, possibly even lower. Need to get into a full analysis of it. Anything else? Silver? Eh. Worse than gold. Meta, Microsoft, kind of the same deal. Obviously hurt by the DeepSeek news. Definitely as massive international service providers. Definitely hurt by any type of counter tariffs. Palantir might be something worth looking at. That's not Palantir. Hmm. Still got a decent, quite a decent amount of support at 80 and 75. It did fail a breakout above Gamma Max on Friday. Delta's starting to bleed off of the chain, which we slowly, very slowly, Delta's bleeding off the chain, but it might pick up pace. If I were gonna short this, I'd want a lot of time. Gamma starts to fall off pretty hard under 82, though. Here's the problem with all of this is if we get like a limit down in futures tomorrow, which is I think a distinct possibility, none of it matters. Everything will just dump. So, yeah, I mean, keep that in mind because the potential for that to happen is quite high right now. In the meantime, here's the info. You guys can take a screenshot of that real quick if you want. I'll post one in Pickle's Picks too. Create thread. No, it's not how we're doing Pickle's Picks. I mean, I'm just playing indexes right now because we're in earnings season and everything's falling apart at the seams. So, usually during this time, I don't really fuck with I don't fuck with equities too much. Especially with how over concentrated everything's been for like the last year. It's the chances of sympathetic moves in other stocks due to performance of earnings in a few stocks is very dangerous. What's the futures limit down? 7%. Yeah, I mean, last time I looked, which has been a long time, I don't know if they've changed anything. Probably not. Let's see. 7%. It's a level 1. Level 2 is 13%. Level 3 is 20. How high does TLT indices limit down? I don't think it would go that high. I mean, nobody's gonna buy TLT if they push the yield down to match the S&P earnings yield, or at least the presumed S&P earnings yield following the tariffs. So I mean, you got where's the fucking spread on? That's the spread on it right now. What's a realistic drop for tomorrow? 1 to 2%. we just went to we just entered a trade war over the weekend with our largest trading partners. Not just two of them, but all three of them at the same time. Does anybody remember the last time Trump pulled this shit? Except the difference between now and then is he didn't actually do it back then. So we could go back and look. This was all of Trump's tariff bullshit back in his first term. We had some pretty big drawdowns. I think the Chinese one we saw, what it was like a 15% drawdown in the market. We could look at it a bit more granularly, I suppose. What's your opinion on why Trump is doing the trade war? Hmm. There's a number of reasons he could be doing it strategically, although I don't like to credit Trump with thinking strategically very often because he frequently does not. Um, if yeah, it's really hard to analyze the decisions of the geriatric and mentally disabled. But if I were doing this, I would be doing it to boost the dollar and protect the banks. If you can push the dollar up enough relative to yields, you could potentially protect the banking system. It sure would widen the spread on the carry trade quite a lot. There's no other really good reasons to do it. I mean, it benefits rich people. Now's the time for unbiased analysis. I mean, our standard economic system doesn't work. This is a far cry from that, and that's really what it feels like is just push something else because the current thing isn't working. But Keynesian economics sucks, so why not start trade wars? We have the power to do it. We're the global reserve currency. We can throw our weight around quite a lot. It's going to be very bad for a very large percentage of our population, but for the people that it makes more money for, it's going to be fantastic. It makes foreign property cheaper, especially relative to the dollar. I mean, foreign property is already cheap relative to the dollar, and retaliatory tariffs can crash the dollar just as hard as U.S. tariffs pump it. So no, I mean what he's probably doing, and I've read The Art of the Deal, and I kind of understand how Trump Trump tries to think at least, is he probably thinks he's strong arming them into a more advantageous negotiation situation, but he's doing it in a way that's warlike and aggressive and is more likely to be met with resistance than capitulation. And what he's not planning for is for other countries to resist. And they can. Economically, they're technically in a better position than we are. I mean, Germany's already in a recession. They don't give a shit. The EU's experienced probably the worst of their drawdowns following post COVID, and they're kind of on track towards recovery. And if they can start to recover and set up, favorable trade deals with our largest trading partners, they could push ahead of the U.S. very easily. Not to mention the extraordinarily advantageous trade deals that they could set up with China, given that they have a land route between each other. The threat of tariffs is such a slick move. It's not that slick. It's frowned upon. The actual implementation of tariffs isn't all that great, though. No, the actual and that's what he's done is he's actually implemented them, and that's extremely bad. And knowing Trump, he's unlikely to back down anytime soon. So that's something we'll just have to deal with. Oh yeah, he could reverse his decision on them, of course. You think he will? I mean, he's like a well-known narcissist. He doesn't like to be wrong. The guy got into office and fired everybody in the FBI who was tasked with investigating him. He's like a petulant child. Despite them just doing their job under orders. I will say, as somebody who's long a lot of shit in Brazil, I'm very happy that Brazil has no tariffs. And that could be their plan, and why Trump's been so weirdly focused on the Panama Canal is a lot of the stuff that we get from Mexico and we get from Canada, we could import from Brazil much cheaper. And China, actually. Raw materials, agricultural products. So there is a route there to the US forming a stronger trading relationship with Brazil. It's a pretty straight shot right to the East Coast. I wonder why I would have gone long Brazil. Crazy. What about a company that just invested heavily in Brazil's infrastructure over the last couple of years? Just going balls deep, buying all the Brazilian real estate, financing all their infrastructure build out. What about his hatred of bricks? Brazil will dump bricks in a hot fucking second if they're going to be buddy buddy with the US. You had insider info with the Trump team? No. No. Bricks us? It's a more realistic partnership. That would be the strangest coincidence. Some of us also have that same ticker. Huh, crazy. Crazy thoughts. How did that do on Friday, by the way? Down a little. Still pretty cheap, though. How does one go long Brazil? Oh, how did Vale do? Also not good. Ooh, fancy. Oh, I sold puts on packs. Look at me. Nice. PBR was up a little. Hmm. Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out, obviously, but there's an advantageous economic partnership that could be explored there. We let Ambev. Why? Why did they sell off so hard? That's my question. Yeah, I know, but why Brazilian beverage companies?
In my jar stream 182. Where are you?
Infrastructure, raw materials, manufacturing, agriculture, but why beverage? Fertilizer? Citigroup cut them to neutral? You thinking of all the laborers building out the infrastructure in those hot Brazilian humid days are really gonna want to pop? Is that what it is, Poopy Pants? You're so Midwest sometimes. Brazilian beverages are like Malta Goya, and it tastes like forgotten wheat germ. I'm just kind of cobble together your thesis. They're trading at a 10x PE at $1.85. It's not a great look. All right, I'm gonna go find the nerds. Where are they? Hiding somewhere. Ah, here they are. What's up, guys?
Turns out,
What's going on?
Not much. Just saying bullish things about Brazil because I'm bullish on Brazil.
you're
Weird.
bullish on Brazil.
Yeah.
You found the puts?
No, no, those were what pets? The
Brazilian puts.
Shh. Let's not talk about those.
Nobody wants to. Nobody needs to know about the Brazilian puts. Okay, they're just fine where they're at.
Well, I already liked Brazil. They were trying to get the real back on track. They were doing some stuff with their central bank, starting to invest more heavily in infrastructure. They have just fucking shitloads of natural resources and agricultural products. But now that Trump's decided to institute tariffs on our two largest trading partners and not Brazil, they look a lot more attractive. It would explain his weird fascination with the Panama Canal. And, it's a pretty straight shot from Brazil to the east coast of the U.S. And there's not much that Mexico, Canada, or China provide that they can't.
Yeah.
They're also just a hub and a conduit for exportation out of all of South America.
They're also hot. So culturally, people,
Just culturally, sexually attractive.
Yeah. So. No, I kind of want to just go to Brazil.
What's the ticker for Brazil? BRZL.
There's Vale for like steel raw materials. There's PBR. There's PAX, which I've been long forever. What else? I've been long PAX because they've been buying up all of the like failed banks' real estate portfolios in Brazil, and they've dumped like the entirety of their fund into funding like Brazilian infrastructure build out.
Okay.
So that one's kind of cool. There's a lot though. I mean, there's other ones. Jesus, I can pull up a list. I mean, I would probably focus on like really specific sectors because I think like a broad ETF might not perform that well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe I should just buy some Brazil bucks.
Oh, there's like
How about that?
NU. How's NU doing? No, that's the wrong one. Oh no, that is the right one.
Ooh, dude. You know what? Kirk?
Yeah.
The currency is pretty ripe.
The real? Yeah, it should be.
It is. It's yeah. I think that's a decent looking little thing. If you want to play that, you could probably make, what's that? I mean, it's not super impressive, but over the next like maybe 2 years, I guess, for these, for all this or year, maybe like 20% ish, 15-20% potential upside on that, maybe.
Well, if they start doing a lot of trade with the U.S., they're gonna become a lot more exposed to gains in dollar value.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that could be a net benefit for them.
Well, plus, yeah, their amount of dollar holdings will definitely shoot up.
There's a Tao Unibanco. There's like the finance system's probably pretty good too. Vale, WAG, Banco Santander, Brazil, Ambev is a big company, but we just went over that. That I don't know
I
about.
mean, depending on how big your currency trade is, I mean, I would just buy puts on the biggest ones to hedge.
Telefonica Brazil, maybe like their big telecoms. Energy generation's a bit of an issue there, but I would probably want to look more towards infrastructure rollout because that would be the first step.
Ooh, yeah, that would take a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess maybe the time
from
horizon on this is a little bit longer.
yeah, from an infrastructure standpoint, there could be a lot of investment there though.
I think if like, so if that were to happen, there would definitely be an announcement about it, right? And the market would pretty much right there start pricing it in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not a bad thing. Like, I like the currency play more personally, but and then using those companies you were listing off and all that shit, right? And you could just like, once the announcement, potentially, like if the announcement is made, then you would go to those companies and just buy puts to hedge the currency position.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they've got
With
all the
volatility would be
natural
a little bit lower.
resources. They've got lumber,
Yeah.
Brazilian lumber companies. That could be big.
Yeah.
Finance, steel, nat gas, crude. Maybe not telecoms yet, but later on.
Ooh. Okay, I thought of a fun strategy you could do with your Brazilian real trade. You could do some sort of thing where you short puts on those companies while you build the currency trade, and then potentially end up with a long position on those stocks, right? The thing is that your leverage goes up, so I don't know how safe it would be, but you could build a decent little position just in Brazil that way and have a super low volatility asset on your hands that, you know, could go up a lot and, you know, be marginable and you just hold on to it while it keeps going up.
Think of the carry trade there. What's Brazil's current central bank rate?
I fucking know. Dude, let's find out. R10. Let's see what their 10 years at. Is that 760%? Oh, that's just the bond price. Never mind.
Jesus.
Okay, so the 10 years at 15.
Yeah, their rates at 12.25.
Okay, I was about to check the 1 year. Yeah, so then their curve is not that inverted, actually. It's mostly not
Yeah.
inverted, so that's kind of nice.
What's their inflation
It's
looking
just
like?
the yields are high.
Could US banks do a pair trade against lending in Brazil?
I mean, you would need the demand for that currency, right?
Inflation rate's 4.9% over the prior 12 months.
If there's demand for Brazilian reals, then yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We could use them as a
It's-
deflator.
maybe, but the thing is, though, is like how much debt is Brazil issuing per year, right? That's why we would need to have a partnership where the U.S. basically says, right, we're gonna, purchase this debt from you if you promise to build this infrastructure, and
Public
then right
their
there,
public debt right now is at 1.59 trillion domestic and 0.08 trillion foreign.
so 800 billion. Oh wait, is this in reals?
1.59
This sounds
trillion
like
in
it.
real.
Okay.
It's actually not that bad.
No, but yeah, it doesn't. I think that they would definitely be able to do that then, and then, so there would be a thing there, and that would support the real.
Right now their debt's at 77.4% of their nominal GDP.
77%.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You've made me bullish on Brazil. Nice. Well done.
Wasn't hard.
If only I had like
That's what she
$10
said.
million to bet,
I just
then I
like
would I
I
would
just
do
like that
something.
all of their companies pay like 10 to 18% dividends.
Yeah, dude, I would I
It's like
would
buying companies in the US in like 1940.
yeah, I would they sound like, I mean, depending on what, if they have options and if there's, the volatility's good, buy rights on it, you know, doesn't sound terrible, and their currency is starting to scoot up too, right? So I don't know, but yeah, it would be a crazy leveraged play.
Lend Brazil to build infrastructure. Yeah, you print US dollars, lend them in Brazil, get a 12% yield on them.
Yep. I mean, so the U.S. government would basically do that with Brazil if we were really going to like be serious about it.
Your CPA
Then
hates you.
yeah.
It's his problem. He did make it very clear to me that it would benefit me to marry a Brazilian national at one point. But I could just move there. I like beaches. They have nice beaches.
Yeah, you want to move to Brazil?
Why not?
Because then if I have to move to Brazil, I have to live in a favela,
Well, yeah, but you could like
What?
visit me.
a shanty town.
How much are houses in like a nice part of Rio? Oh, here we go. Oh, dude, it's so cheap. We can get like a whole compound.
Yeah, can we hire a security service that won't turn on us?
No. We can hire a security service.
Well, can we hire another security service to watch that security service?
It's like 180 grand for like a fucking 5-bedroom penthouse overlooking the beach. Gotta buy it in cash though. You don't want to pay a 12% loan. No, the rich part of Brazil's nice. It's just the rest
Never
of it.
been.
There's Carnival. JFresh could get us freak on.
That does
Are we
sound
gonna-
fun. Wait, do I have a reputation for being a freak?
You have a sex chair in your bedroom.
It's actually in my office now.
Oh.
Little change of scenery.
I don't think that helped your case.
It's legit in my office. We had to the cover's getting cleaned currently.
I see.
So the USA is going to pull a China with a Brazil instead of Africa. It's extraordinarily advantageous. And they're a Christian country.
Garrick, do you remember the time you fucking barged into a space Jay Fresh was on and asked him about how you clean this model of sex chair? And he just deadpan responded, "Oh yeah, they have like the zippable cover. You just slip it off, and then you just wash it in the washer and dryer, dude." Just,
Those
I don't
fucking
remember
guys, those guys in the call with him got so weird about it.
they got so mad. Oh, that was
Yeah,
so.
those people don't talk to me very much anymore.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
wonder
they
why.
don't really have. There's not a whole lot of value add there anyway. Not really worried about it.
I was just thinking back fondly of that. Talking about you getting the covers cleaned on the sex chair made me think of that moment. It was amazing. I wish I had recorded it.
They had no
I mean,
idea how to
it's-
handle that. It
It's
is
like sex
recorded.
furniture. No,
Is
it's
it?
long gone.
Oh, is
No,
it? It's gone.
It's disappeared.
Goddamn
Twitter
right.
can't afford to store all that data. I'm assuming they just demolish it after a while.
Well, after they put it in Grok, they demolish it.
Yeah, Puerto Rico doesn't have any federal taxes. For if you're a trader. Oh, I know a lot of traders that move there, but the trade-off is you have to live in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't. I don't know about the infrastructure there.
Okay,
It's
so
not
all
great.
that. So Girk, all of this sounds great. Okay, like I love the Brazil thing. It's hot, it's fresh, it's new, it's exciting, but I feel like there's a little bit more
It's not even
pressing
new.
matter
I've
at
been
hand.
talking about it for like a year.
In either case, I feel like there's a more pressing matter at hand.
Oh, the inevitable market crash tomorrow?
The market, the SPY being down 47 basis points in after hours, calls into question where futures are going to open.
That was before Canada enacted Canada and Mexico enacted retaliatory tariffs.
What are the retaliatory tariffs on?
Everything, 25%.
Sweet.
Just right back at you.
Did they ever shut off our power?
Not yet.
How much power do we get from Canada?
Like all of the Northeast.
Why? That seems like
They have a lot of
security.
hydroelectric power, and they're our ally. You don't build strong security, defense practices with your fucking allies. You also don't embroil them in a trade war, but don't get me started on that, because I'm gonna get angry again.
Why don't you run for president if you care this much about it? Did you run? No? Then you can't criticize.
Like,
He's our president.
I can criticize.
Jesus didn't have electricity. Get over it. He did fine.
Yeah, but Jesus had hookers. We don't have hookers.
Don't you live in New York City?
Legal hookers.
Oh.
Oh, well, I don't have that problem, Girk.
Yeah, we need to all move to Reno.
Jesus Christ. It's not legal in Reno. It's legal in like some weird county outside of Reno.
So we'll just move there.
Found the slogan for GS. Jesus had hookers. It's a good one.
Oh man.
We should get a picture of Jesus washing that hooker's feet and put the Gamma Strike logo on the feet.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm way
I
ahead
like
of you.
that.
Yeah, somebody do that. I'm sick of making all the weird stuff.
I think we
got
could
this.
I think we could employ the Louvre as our meme designers. And we have to pay them in hats and merch.
Where's my hat?
In my house.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. I was gonna mail them, but then I got to the UPS office and there was like 100 people in line. I was like, fuck this, and I left. I'll have to go on like a weeknight or something. Or go to like a UPS place outside of the city that's not so busy.
I hate you.
I know.
I quit.
You can't. We don't
I
actually
just
have a
quit.
mechanism to allow you to quit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Really fucked up. We have no way to fire people or allow them to quit.
Whatever.
I mean, it sounds like we're doing just fine.
I'm okay with
Okay,
paying
Jay Fresh.
paid. Oh, Squamska's okay with being paid in small bags of Cheez-Its. Would you take goldfish?
So is like every kid in America. I fucking love small bags of Cheez-Its.
Oh man. All right, it's in. You know where it is, Jay Fresh. I made it. I don't know if this is what you were going for.
Where is it? You know where it is? I'm looking.
Cheez-Its are
It's in
far
marketing.
superior to goldfish. No, because one of them you're feasting on tiny fish.
Oh, I got to put it in this one. My bad.
You put it in the wrong one. Also, no, the picture Gamma Strike goes on the feet.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see our role in this picture now.
Where are the feet?
It's the snack that smiles back. See, Squamska knows what's up. I'm willing to work in return for beta access. You already have beta access. You just haven't signed up for it.
You just reminded me, for some reason, my kids have recently been singing The Snack That Smiles Back, Ball Sack, and then giggling uncontrollably.
Oh, kids.
And now you all have that in your head. The snack that smiles back, ball sack.
Nice.
Yeah. My kids are special.
What next? You're gonna say we are Avis and second best, so you have to work harder? What?
Nobody knows what that means.
That doesn't even make sense. Greg, when am I getting my beta refund again? I've decided I still can't read the charts after 2 minutes of logging in. Oh, get fucked.
No refunds.
Yeah, it's Cobra again.
What is Cobra?
You'll have an entire year to learn how to read them.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, you used up like 6 hours of Nuke's life because you decided to sign up 5 months late.
Yeah.
In the
Not
middle
cool,
of
bro.
us transitioning our payment portals. It's not my fault. Don't give me that shit. Can I give you 12 easy payments of $19.99 instead? Squamsk.
No.
It's Squamsk, though. He only has his allowance.
There's no discounts. Ever.
Yeah, either we like you enough to give it to you for free, or we don't. Hint.
Yeah. You have to make it worth our while to give it to you for free.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can-
with Nuke on that. Why am I paying?
I should paper trade again when I start using GS, huh? Probably. Yeah.
Wait, who's paying?
Is Nuke paying?
Me and Nuke are both paying. Yeah, you guys told us we had to pay. What the fuck?
I
Well,
paid.
Do more.
I paid a couple times. I don't even know if I got my
This
money
is-
back.
This is. Oh yeah.
When we were testing the payment portals. I think all
Did
of
we
us might be
adjust-
subscribers.
Did we adjust our ownership based on?
No.
No. That bip is mine, Jay Fresh.
Is this a Hims ad? Avis and Hertz had an ad campaign that's well documented. It's not important. Never seen it. You know what this is? It's because you probably have cable. I haven't seen a commercial on anything in years. I don't even remember the last commercial I saw. How do we buy puts when market go down and puts expensive? You can open a margin account and you could open debit spreads, which are significantly cheaper in a higher volatility environment, but also still directional. Or you can go super far out of the money and cross your fingers.
I mean, you know which one I'm picking, Girk.
I know which one you're picking, Dork. It sounds like super far out of the money finger cross. I bought some
It sounds like more
5900s.
fun.
I bought some 5900s at close on Friday.
Did you?
I hope I wake up to them in the money tomorrow.
That'd be cool. I mean, at
I
this
mean,
point,
what's let me see, I got too many windows open. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin bounced a little bit. It's still going down though.
Oh, Popcorn has a good question. How buy puts when market closed? Also, no money in trading account. Also promised addiction counselor. No more buy puts.
Well, get a new addiction counselor.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a shitty addiction counselor.
yeah, your counselor should be an enabler.
Dork provides his addiction enablement services at $15 an hour. You could probably write it back off against your HSA.
I've actually had to adjust prices because of the tariffs, so now it's
Oh.
$20 an hour.
Shit, I forgot. Yeah. Unless you're Canadian, and then it's 25.
Yep.
Some Berkeley student just reproduced the DeepSeek model for $30. I don't see how that's bullish for USAI.
I don't see how that means anything.
Yeah.
So hey guys, I made this open source software for 30. Why did it cost him $30? Was that the subscription price to get
Right?
to get the open source software?
Yeah, probably the compute
Oh,
to maybe.
Well,
Well,
to train
okay,
the
so
model.
here's what's happening, right? They're not recreating the LLM. Okay? Like I think a lot of people are just really confused at what's going on here. They're not recreating the LLM. They're not training an LLM. They're using an LLM that somebody else has already made. In this case, Llama. What they're putting on top of it is the quote unquote like thinking shit. So like when OpenAI says, "Oh, our new models are O1 and O3," it thinks for a while before it responds. That's what they're bolting on top of it, and that's what they're doing for free. And they're basically just using like PyTorch.
can we
So
please not call it thinking?
it's not. That's why I said quote unquote.
Oh, okay.
So the PyTorch is basically just a bunch of machine learning algorithms, like open source machine learning algorithms that have been built over like the last decade or whatever, maybe probably longer, by the machine learning community, which are just interested in basically, if you think about like the quintessential example is a robot arm that has to put the door on a refrigerator on the manufacturing line. So just to take it from like the box it came in from the truck and bolt it on, right? And it does path planning, right? And so it tries to find the most efficient path plan for that. And it can iterate, right? So you can do things like, okay, well, somebody asked a question about math, right? It can just try to solve the math iteratively using machine learning. So they just basically bolted PyTorch stuff on top of the LLM that already existed, which is like, that's the funny thing about it is like
That it's ironically way
OpenAI.
better.
Well, it's basically the same, right? And that's the funny thing about it is that OpenAI wasn't telling anybody what they were doing, right? They were trying to make it a big secret, and that it's thinking, it's getting closer to AGI, but we're not going to show you what the output of its thinking process. We'll show you a summary, and they were being real secretive about it to kind of create this mystique. And it's like, oh, it's really expensive to run, but it's doing a lot of thinking, so it's good, but we're not going to show you how much thinking it does. But pay us for it. Pay us for all this thinking. um, and then it turns out like they probably just did something very similar, which is bolt PyTorch on top of their fucking LLM. and just run it a bunch of times to try to like hopefully spit out something that's not nonsense. And it still spits out nonsense, right? Because the problem is that the information that's coming out of the LLM and going into the PyTorch is unstructured, so they can't like predict exactly what everything means and what it's really asking to like create a programmatic formulation of the problem to optimize, which is like the whole problem of all this shit. But anyway, it's all garbage. The key feature here is that it's all worthless. But DeepSeek exposed how cheap it was to produce worthless output.
Yeah.
So like DeepSeek hasn't changed anything about the way I think about AI. It's just exposing how bankrupt OpenAI's like actual technology is. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Sums it up.
of course they're gonna recreate it, right? Like DeepSeek's all open source. All they have to do is go like, oh, okay, take LLM, bolt PyTorch on. Like it's probably like 80 lines of code, and it's all just imports. Import this, import that.
Right. Yeah.
Probably 99% of the code is import llama, import PyTorch.
Right.
Oh god, I fucking hate this timeline.
So if we're gonna talk about market crashes, CMIL, and the potential for one tomorrow, remember that most institutions are gonna bail on this shit in the pre-market. Like, if institutions are really gonna bail, I know hedge fund bets on the short side of like SPX and underlying components like skyrocketed on Friday. Um, there's been like a bunch of reports over the weekend about it. But like that shit's gonna happen before you're able to access the market. Usually, generally speaking, in the event of like an actual crash, you get like big downside moves and then they bounce. I mean, obviously the market's just insanely overvalued right now, so we may have some range to the downside before we see any kind of reciprocal action, but reflexive action to the upside. But that's usually how it goes. Like you get big overnight dumps, intraday recovery, big overnight dumps, over and over and over again, because that's when it's most advantageous for funds to dump all their shit. Then they can try to make puts cheaper during the intraday, short the fuck out of the like near-term volatility, and then it all dumps again the next night. So, and with zero DTEs, that effect will probably be even worse than it's been in like prior situations like this. But the news is all
We caught a glimpse, right? Like back in
yeah.
what was it last like August, I think was when it was. When we had the mini Volmageddon
Yeah.
on a slightly weak jobs report. Yeah, that's
Yeah, if we go back and
that's a
look at
decent
like
template for it.
if we go back and look at like August and the intraday, right? Let's do SPX 'cause it's a little better looking at intraday. You know, we had this, which occurred, you know, right into market close.
That's December.
Oh shit. Didn't I go far? Oh, I didn't go far enough back. I'm not
Yeah, it's
looking
a
at
ways
like enough
back.
scale. Yeah, it's back
There it
here.
is.
Yeah. So we had one
Yeah.
day where we actually dumped, and then we kind of recovered into close. Then we gapped down, and then flat on the day. Giant gap down, flat on the day. Right. And then we like
Super
kind of
bear
started to
flag.
recover. That failed. Then we had another like actual intraday downside. But then everything from there on out just gaps up, right? Rise, gap up, rise, gap up. So, I mean, and then if you go back to like something even more volatile, I gotta go all the way back to like 2021, 2020, I guess.
2022 in June.
Oh yeah. That was probably scarier.
Yeah, that one was nuts.
This was like scarier than the fucking COVID crash. But yeah, look, like, sell off into end of day, gap down, flat, gap down, down, but pretty not too much, right? Like a small intraday move down, and then gap up, flat, gap down, flat, gap up, flat. Like, so yeah, almost everything's gonna occur in the usually everything's gonna occur in the pre-market. So like the intraday trading is usually just a lot of like repositioning, and then everyone trying to make puts cheaper if it's going to keep going down. COVID crash was even crazier. We'd open up like 7% down, move 7% up, and then drop 7%. We still ended the day fucking flat, but the intraday moves were fucking insane.
Yeah, well, the COVID crash was especially unique because the flow of information, right, was so chaotic, and it was happening like minute by minute, hour by hour, a lot of the time. So during those times, right, there was just crazy volatility because you'd hear like one thing come out from Germany, another thing from, Spain, and it all is like all of a sudden super important to the global context, right? And your actual outlook of where things should be, and everyone just freaked out, right? And so they're just trying to hedge whatever the fuck they can.
That's why I said futures open at 6 p.m. tonight. I mean, you could try. You probably won't get a fill. Like, if it's really bearish, you probably won't get a fill. Now, if you went short ES, that's another story, but margin requirements are probably going to be elevated, and overnight margin requirements on ES are going to be insane. I have some, like, out-of-the-money VX, like, contract buys that are I'm probably going to have to replace them because the margin requirements are going to move up. Or at least I'll only get filled on a few of them before I max out on margin.
Well, that's why I got a SPY put, because it was simple and it was cheap. And if the market crashes, my portfolio will still probably close to double in value, if not more.
So strangle anything and have Tuesday exposure. Why Tuesday?
T plus
OPEC
2 doesn't
thing?
exist anymore.
Yeah.
It's all T plus 1, baby.
Mr. Poopy Pants. That's why I prefaced it with this very specific word called if.
Dork,
I didn't say when.
Isn't crashing. I mean, it might not.
I said if, not when. I just need to make that clear to Poopy, who has critical listening skill issues.
It's really been dumping on Poopy.
Well, because he's getting all rowdy and obstinate.
He's being obtuse frequently.
Yeah,
But I think he likes it. I think he likes to do that.
He does. Yeah, he likes it's sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone's gonna buy puts, get blown out by vol crash, then we crash Feb OPEX. I like that. Don't shame me. You know what it is? The people directly in Poopy's life are probably just tired of arguing with him, or they agree with him. And so he can't find the confrontation in real life that he can find in the pickle jar. And that confrontation makes him horny. So when you guys get baited by him, you're really just getting him off. Think about that.
You're right. I should just agree with him.
Or just ignore him.
That's not an option, Jay Fresh.
Oh, okay.
JFresh had an amazing prediction last week. He was just early a couple of days, but wrong. And I beat him. And that's all that matters.
What did I do?
You drew a big V on the chart?
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
I just drew a straight line down to gamma or delta neutral, which technically we did hit in after hours.
I literally just drew the thing that's been happening for 2 fucking years now.
We drop in V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't picked up on that pattern, you cannot pattern match at all.
Nuke had an exciting one. His was straight down to 0 Monday morning.
Yeah, we confirmed as well. Actual zero, not like close to zero.
But we're actually gonna do. Let's pull up our Gamma Strike tool that we
Oh
built.
shit.
Gamma Strike.
Yep.
What's that?
And we're gonna
What's Gamma
look
Strike?
at not only the SPX, but also
Uh,
SPXW, and go over all of the options information on them to figure out
we should
if we can.
we should definitely go with the
any,
macro too.
any
as well.
Yeah, any downside targets. Should we do the technicals first? I could do those after. Yeah, let's do option shit first. So Friday, we've had a like 3-day pretty consistent bump in VN on SPX. GM was coming down, but not very much. Really didn't do much this last week. GN continued to rise as spot price rose day over day after Monday's big drop down. Delta on the chain stayed pretty flat though, like a adjusted delta. Actually, both adjusted and total delta really just didn't do much all week. Gamma kind of peaked on Tuesday and Thursday, like a little bit over positive, but ended the week negative, more deeply negative now because of the overnight drop. Then if we go out here, boop, 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 and we look at, what should we look at? Like the Feb OPEX positioning, I guess. That's going to have the best concentration. There's some
You do whatever
support
you
down
want,
at
boo.
like 6,000. That's it.
Hey, Girk,
I'd barely call that support. What?
can we look at SQQQ?
We could. Can we? Wait, do we have it?
I don't know. Can you find out for me really quick?
Yeah, we do. We can go over it.
I would like to look at SQQQ, and this is definitely a loaded leading question because it looks
Don't do that.
it looks neato.
People hate it. People hate leading questions.
You're a leading question.
Realized vol on SPX has continued to rocket up. IV on the 10 and 30 is moving up. Also moving up on the 60 and 90 day. In the last 3 days of the week. And Gamma falls off pretty steadily, like all the way down. I mean, oop, what did I just do?
You broke it.
Probably far below 5,800. But it gets a lot worse if we get under like 5,900. Starts to get quite negative. Very steady though. The drop in Gamma is very steady from here. Okay. Well, let's do SPXW first.
Yeah, check out the W.
See, SPXW,
yeah.
SPXW kind of looks like it's not going to fall much below like 59 or 58.50. Because it just doesn't lose any more Gamma to the downside right now.
The positioning will have to change.
Yeah, Vol's up, HV's up, IV's up across every time frame over the last 3 days. Actually, yeah, IV 10 came down pretty hard on Thursday, but then it bounced again Friday. Realized vol is still at like 15.95 on the 30 day. It's a little lower on the 10 day, but yeah, 60-90 are still pretty flat. If we zoom out on this, let's take a look at Delta actually. There's still like weird piles of Delta down at like 5,400 and 5,000. There's like huge fucking piles of OI. What did I do? Yeah, there's still a shitload of puts sold. Like 5,000, 50, and 5,100. But there's not much between here and there. There's a little bit at like 5,500. Some at 6,000, but 6,000 may be gone already. So I'd say if things got really bad, we probably wouldn't get lower than that. That seems to be... When the fuck are these dated for? Some of these are like March. Some of them are very short dated though. Who the fuck is selling 50,000 end of week puts? Did this
That
come
would
in off
be.
like Friday?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I mean, this is SPXW, so I mean, it doesn't like shock me.
That's weird. Who the fuck is filling them? Yeah, 20,000 put volume on Friday at 5,000. Looks like, yeah.
That might just be Popcorn Trader.
Oh shit.
Someone sold 16,000 puts at like 5,100. I assume those are sold. Maybe someone bought them.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Nuke, can you adjust gamma curve with market crash settings? We need to look lower.
I mean, I'm just following Bitcoin.
I can say
Apparently,
this,
like,
it won't be a market crash unless we lose 50-50.
All right.
well, Bitcoin closed at 101,600, and it's now at
97.6.
I round up.
Oh, okay. It's down 3%.
All right, Girk, I want you to check out the options macro page right now.
Well,
Okay.
no, it's down about 4% from close on Friday.
Look at the top 20
based
ranking.
on 24 hours.
Look at the notable chains.
It's all XRT.
Now check out the delta as a percent of market cap ratio. Look at what's on the list.
SPY, IWM, SQQQ.
Look at SQQQ, dude.
SQQQ's on the list?
Yeah, look at it. That's what I was getting stoked, dude. Look at that. Look at it on macro. It's crazy.
Jesus.
All calls.
It's all calls.
So I went to the ticker because I was like curious,
What's the
and
market
dude,
cap of SQQQ?
it's not small. But look at their decks, dude.
Hold on.
It quadrupled in one day.
Oh, Jesus, fuck.
And Gamma Neutral fell off a cliff.
Yeah,
God.
that's not good.
So bullish. I've never seen a more bullish setup than SQQQ, actually.
Wait, hold on. What about
Why hasn't
TQQQ
it
puts?
moved at all? Why isn't it
Because-
going up?
Dispersion. Like they're just like, so SQQQ, right? They're doing like some sort of, they're basically, it's a short QQQ leveraged ETN, whatever craziness. And so a lot of the dispersion trade is when people buy and sell this shit, they
Yeah.
go and counteract it on the underlying, or just QQQ. But that's a lot. That's gonna lever this fund up a bunch.
Ooh. Yeah.
TQQQ
Like,
looks fun.
I mean, their
What am I
delta.
talking about?
I'm
they're-
short
Yeah,
TQQQ
I mean, we're
right
talking
now.
about like $1 billion, though. Those aren't that big, unless it's not good down.
That's $1 billion of 3x leverage delta, though.
Yeah, but that is the leverage.
What do you mean? Well, that's the leverage on SQQQ, right?
Hmm.
But it's a
Okay.
minus 3x inverse, index. So it's actually levered 3 times.
Bitcoin is $1 trillion. You should
So
just
it's
be long
really-
Bitcoin right now.
It's really a change of not 700 million, but a change of 2.1 billion in delta exposure to QQQ.
I'm gonna say we're gonna open up 25% of whatever Bitcoin is. So right now it's down 4%. So we're gonna open up down 1%.
I think SQQQ is about to final chapter. Not really.
Has anybody been following the stable coin, the Tether coin? There's like, it's been getting delisted from various exchanges, which seems sus to me.
What thing has?
Tether. USDT.
Oh, isn't it? Well, it's a scam, isn't it?
Well, they claim that they are backing it by US Treasuries and dollars, 1 to
Oh,
1.
well, why are they delisted?
That's a great question.
We could move down about like 4% on the SPX. We'd pick up like 0.23 trillion in put delta. Actually, we could just, I mean, we could technically just keep dropping. Put delta goes up incrementally all the way out to like 0.78 moneyness. It goes from currently at spot it's 1.36 trillion all the way up to like 4.26 trillion. So that's what, 31% drop for before put delta starts to fall off.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
not too bad.
that would be like my crash. That would be like my crash bottom. That's not like. I mean,
My
that's
crash bottom was actually the name of Oasis's first song on their first LP that they released.
huh.
Crash bottom.
Crash bottom girls.
Yeah, that would be like SPX like 41 something. 4150.
So back to just mostly overvalued.
Yeah.
Great.
4094 is the 3 standard deviation move to the downside from the long run VWAP. And that would put us where we were in October of 2023, roughly.
I hate this timeline.
Man, we really haven't traded a lot of volume to the upside on SPX.
I mean,
We
the
haven't traded a lot
SPX
of
is
volume
worth
since
the
SPB.
SPX is worth $2,000. Let's be real.
Well, I
That
mean,
would be
I
a
feel like if we
normal
drop that hard, we
valuation.
could probably keep selling off from there, but just knee jerk. I mean, once if SPX goes below 50-50, the MMs are negative Vana across the chain, so that's probably just the end of it. Right?
What's going to happen probably is just options volumes are going to tank and then spreads are going to blow out.
Actually, that would be a
gold's gonna
move
outperform.
from the 2 standard deviation down to the -1 standard deviation from VWAP since October of 2022. That's not even that crazy.
No.
It just sounds crazy.
Yeah. Hmm.
5,500 in one day would be roughly 1/6 of SPX, which would be what's that?
50-50.
12%.
If the market falls below 50-50. But Delta goes neutral on the or Delta goes negative on the SPX at 5606.
That's wild.
Yeah, JPM long puts go in the money at 5565. JPM short puts would go in the money at 5700.
Well,
40 I'm sorry, 4700.
Do you think maybe we're
Too bearish.
tuning a little bit over this too hard? I mean, what? The
What
tariffs haven't actually done anything yet.
they're
The
implementing
market's
on
trying to price them in, though.
yeah.
How do you
Well,
price them in?
Yields
Well, you have
up,
increased input
dollar
costs
up.
to pretty much
They
everything.
haven't priced anything else in 2 years.
Well, this is something that'll immediately affect like cash flows and cause going concerns and stuff for companies that are over leveraged. It's gonna
concerns. Haven't cared about that shit for
It
2
changes
years.
the finance, the landscape of like corporate finance really dramatically, very quickly.
You want
Yeah.
to talk about going concerns? Look at IWM's price.
Instantaneous
like,
collapse in corporate spreads is not a joke.
Yeah, if you look at IWM's price, JFresh, like that kind of tells you the amount of fear that should be had in these multinational conglomerates that we have
people have been
said are worth
gooning
more
over
than
companies that
everything.
are going bankrupt at an accelerating rate. They don't care at all. I'm sure they'll find a way to explain this away. I hope it crashes, but
All right, well, put your money where your mouth is. Let's predict it.
all right. I'm going with Nuke this week. SPX to 0.
No, you're supposed to say up because they're going to explain it away, Mr. Cynical.
Oh, all right. What are we at now? 60-40-ish?
Yeah.
Wait, I won. Hold on. The fuck? Wait, where's
All right,
Dork's
fine. You get to
stupid
make a
line?
prediction first.
Do we have any data this week that matters now that Trump's embroiled us in a trade war?
ISM, I think.
Should probably look at that, right? Let's see. Monday. Okay, tonight we have BOJ summary of opinions at 6:50 after the rate hike. That could be impactful. Oh yeah, don't forget the Japan hiked. So everything's like leverage is already just real wonky anyway.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are all coming together all at once. It's a nice perfect storm. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see if, like, the whole AI theory that we need to like spend $1 trillion to access the future evaporated in a day, and then tariffs, and then Japan. It's all inflation and spending is still unexpectedly higher than expected. So it's like all of the shit is happening all at once, and it makes me very happy because I want all of these people to lose everything because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, but so if the dollar and inflation rise and add additional spread to the carry, banks are going to pile into that for additional leverage, which means that if anything changes on the tariff front, banks are going to get blown up because they're going to maximize leverage in the carry as the spread widens. You sound really
Blow 'em
happy.
up.
A little bit. Not happy about the outcomes, but happy about the being right part.
Being correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always bittersweet, but mostly sweet.
Let me revel in it before people start dying to unemployment.
Yeah.
It only took 2 years. That's a year and a half faster than Burry, so.
Well, here's the thing, like, crashes are bad for everybody in the short term, but in the long term, if we don't like try to just prop everything up and we get a clean, real reset, it helps the bottom a lot.
That's why it'll never happen, JFresh. They're just going to lever harder.
Banks that
Yeah,
loan to
I mean,
companies for growth, it's. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, that's why I think the Fed still has one more.
Trick up their sleeve?
The Fed, no, not trick, but the Fed, they always only have one trick. The Fed and Congress has got one more massive ease in them.
Oh, that would be
And,
so
you know,
dumb.
and they're not. Have you seen Congress?
I know.
There's like 5 people in Congress that actually even understand like what compound interest is. let alone any of this shit.
It's because we don't teach people it in school. We don't teach any financial literacy in school. I don't think they. Okay, yes, but not without a downgrade.
Yeah, but they're still gonna try.
But we're gonna get downgraded if they do.
Yeah,
Hard.
they don't care. What else are they gonna do? They can't just accept, do
I mean,
nothing
yeah,
and
but then the
expect that.
effect of the easing is destroyed.
Well, sure, but they don't understand that.
So it's like shoveling money into a literal fire.
I mean, we've been doing that for 2 years.
It's like the Bank of
We've been
Japan
doing it
trying
for
to
fucking.
We've been doing it for 20 years. Yeah.
buy up the yen.
We've actually been doing it for like more like 24 years or so. When did Greenspan become the Fed guy?
Fed goon,
Yeah, Chief Gooner
chief goon.
or whatever.
Gooner.
When he decided to do all that shit to basically generate, the great moderation, or at least facilitate it.
A great.
That was the end,
moderation.
because right then and there we were like, all right, loose monetary policy is the way to go. We can just cut rates to zero and juice everything.
Juice me harder, Dad.
They
They-
didn't go to zero, but they
Poopy says
cut
they
rates
can't
low.
downgrade till after midterms. What?
John Duck strikes again.
You think the fucking bond market gives a flying fuck about our midterm elections? That's cute.
I love how they're just like they're still talking about bond vigilantes like it's a real thing.
I mean, it is a
Gotta watch
real
out for
thing.
those
It's just the
bond
stupidest.
vigilantes.
It's just the stupidest fucking terminology ever used to describe prime lenders not wanting to buy our shitty debt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like making it sound like they're up to no good and trying to cause problems just for the sake of stirring things up and trying to make money. But it's just like people saying, "You're issuing too much debt. I can't buy it all."
Yeah, I mean, I think Poopy's got it backwards. He's putting the cart before the horse here.
He says political uncertainty is what will drive the downgrade. Our current sitting president is gutting the government that these people invested in. That alone can drive a downgrade.
Yeah, just the uncertainty. So I really hope. So the strange thing, well, the fun thing is that like most of the money that's been printed over the last year is just margin, like trading margin. It's like hundreds of billions of dollars. It's fucking insane just for trading margin. I think that's gonna. I would like to see that collapse and all those traders lose everything.
We got downgraded in 2023.
I also wouldn't mind seeing a large trading platform go under because of their margin that they gave out.
IBKR?
Maybe.
You're
I
talking
mean,
about
IBKR
IBKR?
would be the obvious one to pick because they were worried about it, but I think they're all doing it. So
Yeah.
I don't
They're
give a shit.
Robin Hood
Pick
for
one.
sure.
Yeah, maybe like Robin Hood. Well, if it's someone like that, it'd be like Robin Hood plus Webull plus something else. Sorry, Girk. Webull's gonna go bankrupt.
That's
Um,
okay. Oh no. I don't
yeah.
I don't think I have 250 grand in Webull, so I don't give a shit.
Then money, in the money supply will contract again, which is super bad. Everybody will go into, reflexively jump into bonds, and then they'll just get immediately, well, not immediately, but over the course of a few months, just completely housed by new debt issuance because the money supply is not keeping up with the debt supply. It's gonna be fun times. That's how I see this going down.
That sounds almost like a sovereign debt crisis.
Everybody's waiting for a bank to fail. I think it's going to be trading platforms.
They should be more resilient.
That's the same thing.
Yes and no. I mean, no, because deposits aren't handled the same way. So it's far less like if a brokerage fails, That's probably beyond the point where several banks have already failed. When you deposit money into a brokerage, it's just held. When you deposit money into a bank, it's reinvested. It's drastically different models. Yeah, there's margin leverage, but that's through banks.
Yeah, I mean, some bank will go.
So
under
they're
too.
reiterating the lending from a partner prime.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
would see like
I agree
your
with that.
primes like that would be, but that would be like a G-SIB going under is basically what you're describing, Jay Fresh.
Ooh, I like that.
Is my
You're
Webull
right.
port not secured
A
over
GSIB
250 grand?
You're right. A GSIB will go under. It all depends on if the FDIC and the
SP,
banks are going to.
What,
SIPC
save
is
a G-SIB?
500K.
You think that all these banks and shit are just stoked to like say scoop up JPM?
They can't. They can't
They
scoop.
literally
They
can't.
can't. Yeah,
That's the debt crisis right
nobody
there.
can
The
scoop
government's
up
gonna have to
J.
buy them.
Yeah, that's the only way out. There's your
Yeah,
money
I
printing.
mean,
There's your last vestige
yeah,
of easing is the
JP
government.
Morgan's Bank of America. We
The
love you.
government being forced to buy up a GSIB.
yeah,
Yeah, just
yeah. That's pretty
Fannie.
much what that's for, right? So
Just Freddie
yeah.
Fannie that shit.
No, it just removes anybody who could take on the massive share offering from FNMA. I'm not getting into the Fannie Mae thing with you again, Poopy. The money doesn't exist, and Trump can't just break it apart and gift it to people. That's not how it works.
That's exactly how it works. Don't listen to him.
Nobody's got the fucking money to buy it. And if you're an equity holder in it, Ackman is just hedging his probably bond holdings by going long the underlying. But if you're just long the underlying, you're probably going to get fucking wrecked when they offer like $1 trillion in securities at market.
Wait, are we debating an Ackman thesis?
He's long fucking Fannie Mae because they think Trump's going to take it out of conservatorship, but none of them understand how that process works.
I just want to be clear.
It seems like a Wall Street bets play.
The guy who thinks that the universe named him Ackman because he is destined to be an activist man has come up with a thesis that this massive sack of shit that nobody can buy is going to magically come out of conservatorship and everyone's just lapping it up. You deserve everything. Go for it. You deserve it. Have fun. You and activist man can shower each other
I'm
with
selling
pennies.
it once Plute gets confirmed. Yeah, you do know that they're putting Plute in charge.
I don't even know what the fuck a plute is.
Do you remember Bill Pulte from the fucking GME days? The dipshit who's like too incompetent to run his family's business.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in charge of federal home financing.
Wait,
Oh,
you just
Jesus
called him
Christ.
plute.
What?
It's Pulte.
You called him plute.
Yeah, I call him Plute because he doesn't like being
Okay.
called Plute.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
know what a pulte is. Yeah. Piece of
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that should be on someone needs to come up with like a really weird definition for a pulte. What is it? Kind of like the what was the one? The
And
gay one?
incompetent man-child with Ivy.
Phantorum. That was a good there's a
Hmm.
great, yeah. Like the stuff that gets all frothed up when
You know that Ryan
engaging in gay
Cohen. Oh,
sex.
here's some other fun GME news. Ryan Cohen had to transfer all his shares into his own name because his wife's leaving him. But Superstock, he
Okay,
thought he was
man.
trying to ignite MOAS. In reality, he's just getting divorced. I hope she takes 50% of his stock.
And
And
sells
then,
it.
yeah, sells it all at market.
You got to be a real piece of shit to be a billionaire and get divorced.
Bobby was amazing. So was Rev. And I was never long Go EV. I just sold puts on it. And I can absolutely talk shit about your Fannie Mae play.
I mean, if Poopy is following an Ackman play, which we'll just call him FinTwit.
No, he's not.
Right.
He's not following Ackman. Ackman just also happens to have the exact same thesis.
Oh, I see. I
Yeah.
see what's going on here.
Both came to it independently. Got
Of
it.
course, this is a Newton Leibniz situation, not a I saw this play on Twitter and then I got really interested in it thing. Got it.
It's printed already since in terms of when I mentioned it. But when you mentioned it, is that when you bought it? No. That's the problem. Now you have $5 of downside risk.
Yeah, I think Jay Fresh put it succinctly. Everything's fucked.
Maybe eventually. We just don't know when.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all it takes is one thing to actually make people give a shit, right?
I will be willing to say it's fucked when Bitcoin goes under 70K and keeps going.
You'd think they'd hold that leverage till the bitter end.
I don't know. It's also the thing that's not backed by anything. So well,
I mean,
you can look at it either
it
way.
is down another 50 points since we started talking.
Yeah, it does that. It's very volatile. Ooh, it's kind of just going though.
Can we just open an ETF that sells Bitcoin volatility? That'd be so much better than the yield max ETFs.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, aren't people already trying to do that?
I don't know. No. No, all the funds are like shitty covered call funds. I just want to raw sell vol on Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
Just like straight
Yeah,
naked short vol.
MSTY does it, but on MSTR, not on Bitcoin. I mean, it's an approximation, but it's not the same. Like MSTR is still not as volatile as Bitcoin. I thought you thought BTC should go to 0. Yeah, that's fine. As long as it goes between whatever price it's at, a slightly higher price and a lower price over time, repeatedly.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll take a while to get there.
Not
Or
really.
it'll take one day.
Yeah.
One day. I just want to see what happens when
People wake up
they
to
actually,
Bitcoin at like 40 bucks.
well, when they actually like go and try to sell it from the ETFs, because money's just been going in continuously since they opened up. But if people actually start to try to sell it after like all the money's just already been absconded by miners, I just want to see what happens. It's going to be exciting.
It's gonna be gnarly, dude.
Are we the baddies?
No, the miners are.
We are.
Okay, fine, we are.
Yeah. We just ruin people's hopes and dreams.
Well, I mean, I think what we do is we keep everyone grounded in at least some semblance of a reality, even though ours is very warped and biased.
Mm.
How does this affect our baby farm venture? Does it?
You
At
know,
all?
yeah, I had to get quotes from lumber distributors in Canada. So
Shit.
yeah. Yeah, for the incubation units, right? I want to make sure I only use Canadian fir. Yeah, it's very important.
Mm.
I don't know what to think about SQQQ other than that it's going to go up.
I don't know. I'm just here trying to shit out the documentation for this website.
Yeah. I'm not doing work right now. I should be doing work right now.
Your computer should be doing work for you. Got your magnums going.
I mean, I could just click a button and make it do stuff, but like I need to it wouldn't be a meaningful action. I could, you know what? I could build something that'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that. It would only
I
take me like
want.
an afternoon.
We're trying to add IndieX and Russell 2000 options, and yeah,
Yeah,
get them
that's gonna be
going.
a whole
Crank
can
them,
of
man.
worms.
Yeah, crank them.
All right.
I
I
can't,
got
not yet. I'm not ready.
I got mine.
Your
What's
prediction?
it?
Yeah.
I'm not
What
watching
is
the
it?
stream. What is it?
It's open up down tomorrow at
We only see Gamma Strike.
5,900. Oh shit.
At 5,900.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bounce back to 5,950 by Tuesday close. Then Thursday down to 5,839. Friday down to 5,696.
Okay. Yeah, Jay Fresh, make your prediction.
All right. Tuesday 5,950. End of week.
End of day Tuesday, 5,950.
Yeah.
All right.
End of week. 6,100. Sorry, I couldn't say that without laughing, but that's what I'm gonna go for it.
All right.
All right. All right. So my prediction is open at 5,900. Wait, no. Sorry. Open at 5,850, let's just say.
You're trying to out bear. It's a bear fest.
Jesus, if we open at 5,850, I might just quit.
Okay, so open
What?
at
Wait,
5,850.
give me 1 second.
Okay. Well, shit. What are we going to talk about?
Uh, 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 that we're like gonna release Gamma Strike on a Monday.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
That would be cool. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Actually, there's really only a 1 in 7 chance that we actually release it on a Monday.
That is true.
Maybe I should stop saying that.
On a Monday asterisk. How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
Or any other day.
Yeah.
I'm back.
All
All
right.
right. So as I was saying, 5,850. And then we are going to go to 50. No. Close 58.75 on Monday.
5,875 Monday.
Not the end of the week, just the end of the trading session.
Okay.
And then gonna do gap down to 5,700.
Wait, this is next week?
Yeah, no, this is this week. This
Oh,
is
wait.
it's
Hold on. I gotta start over.
yeah. You're screwing my vibe.
All right. So 5,850 open Monday.
Yep, and just
Okay.
close up. I don't know, $25. Let's just say
All right. So 5,875 end of day.
end of day Monday.
Yeah.
All right, and then we're gonna open on Tuesday at 56.50.
All right.
I'm going to close that day at 57.25.
Just trying to outbear me. You're such a dick.
25, not
Oh, 25.
yeah, don't get so. Quit trying to make me look bullish, dude. Okay. And then from there to the end of the week, flat.
All right.
Yep. How's that look?
Not too bad. We've got a diverse set of opinions.
What's funny is I ended up slightly more bullish than you. Even though my prediction's way more bearish.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So
I'm
I
a
kind of got the
dad?
best of both worlds.
You guys basically did the GS logo.
You know I'm gonna win. Just admit it.
What's 2 days? What the fuck are you on about?
What's 2 days?
This all ends on... well, no Bulgurk? No. Honestly, no.
I mean, you can't get 2 anyway. It's not fair.
Flat.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Also, these aren't real predictions, guys. Stop.
Yeah, they're just
It's
bullshit.
it's just fun to do.
Just because I'm right
Yeah.
like 80% of the time doesn't mean they're real.
Ooh, 80% of the time.
Oh, man.
Okay. We got a gamma strike to gamma strike.
We got a strike to gamma or a gamma to strike?
I don't know. We should change our name.
Futures Watch Party? I mean, that's definitely going to happen in the SPX channel.
Yeah.
I already know.
Yeah, everyone's going to be gooning over the futures.
Oh, you guys have way too
Oh,
many
yeah.
unhedged puts.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, that's me.
Which
I've
is
won.
beautiful because if everybody in here lost all of their money this week, then there'd be nobody to float our options, our retail options service during the biggest retail options crash of all time.
I can't
It's gonna be
believe my
great.
currency is going to get demolished, and I'll pay $50 a month for you to confuse Tuesday and Wednesday. What are you talking about?
Is he Canadian? That
Okay.
sounds like some Canadian shit.
Might be, yeah.
Sorry. Where's the sun?
I don't know what the fuck he's on about.
I don't know. Implications from the trade war, I guess.
You skipped Tuesday on Dork's line? No, I didn't. He wanted to go from Monday open to Tuesday close, 58.75.
No, that's just one day.
Oh, is that one day?
Yeah, I wanted to just be one day.
Oh, so you want it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's just a straight gap down, right? Yeah, there we go. That's okay. Now I got to take another screenshot.
Yeah.
Damn it! I hate doing this shit.
I do my own.
It only matters where the week closes. It's relevant.
I know.
I have bicycle. Hey, bicycle.
We could just put 3 dots at the end of the week, and it'd be the same prediction that we have now.
I mean, yeah. Why don't we just start? Why don't we just go to the JFresh method and just draw straight lines through the whole week?
Because it seems lazy. And it's not as much fun.
It is lazy.
Technically we already gapped down. And that was before Canada announced retaliatory tariffs. So those haven't been priced in at all. SKU still at 158. What is SKU at? Yeah, SKU bounced a little. That's because they sold the fuck out of puts into close on Friday.
Did I? Can I get the computer?
But we lost DN overnight already. So we fell below delta neutral overnight. Like QQQ moved down like $5 in the overnight session. It was down another 60 points. Well, $3.50. Oh yeah, TQQQ. Dork, my cool little line. It's getting ready to go.
Is it?
Yeah, we're about to get.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Crossover reception.
Spicy. That line's fancy.
It is a fancy line. It's one of my favorite ones that I've made.
It's not bad at all.
It's a decent squiggle. You helped too. You helped on that.
Yeah, I did. I remember making it. It's a cool idea.
BTC just briefly broke 97K. Nice. That's probably where everyone bought in. So we could look at BTC. Oh yeah, we should probably look at the technicals also. So the big important breakdown on SPX is going to be like the 3050 MA, which is at like 6,000. If that's lost, we probably move down to test the trend, which is like 5,900. We could gap potentially all of that with the positioning that's on the chain right now. But then it gets a little weird from like 5,900 down to 5,850. Not a lot of gamma falls off. So I would say things probably stabilize somewhere around here, like this trend, this green one. But there's a downside gap to fill here from Jan at like where the fuck did that close? 58.42. So right, yeah, like right there. Will the Hay notification break this week? I'm gonna get rid of that shit. Tesla will release revised earnings in a couple days to reflect BTC dying, right? Right? No, but they'll be valued against BTC, which will make their stock price super volatile. Also, Canada's trying to like target Tesla specifically with tariffs, which could be really, really fucking bad for them. Especially given the fact that they're already massively overvalued and don't make money.
Yep.
We could look at BTC technicals, because it tends to follow those a bit better, given it's an entirely sentiment-based market. BTC losing 91. 91 or 89 would be really fucking bad. Like, BTC will probably crater if it loses 89,000. Maybe back to 59? 52? Yeah, that seems reasonable. Buying some June 300p at open. That's a bit much. The market's very right now with the current positioning. It's very unlikely to go below 50-50. Extremely unlikely. Like once in a blue moon that happens. But yeah, I mean, realistically, like without being overly bearish, there's a lot of very negative news over the weekend that needs to be priced in at market open. And the demand for volatility is going to ramp up like fucking crazy as bond managers try to hedge the forward convexity of their portfolios against vol. because yields at the back end of the curve are going to rise dramatically, and yields at the front end of the curve are probably going to rise pretty quickly as well. Because the expectation with Canada retaliating against US tariffs is going to be that the Fed is going to have to hike. We're likely to see an extreme surge in the dollar, and we'll probably see core CPI move up like 0.8 to 1.5% over the next couple of months. From its already elevated levels. And that's the sticky inflation. That's the one that people don't like. Which bumps all of the Fed metrics for like super core and shit. And J Powell will probably have to reverse the cutting and move back to increasing policy rate. And he'll have to move back to increasing policy rate at the prior set rate. So that means very likely that we can get like rapidly into the middle of the year could rapidly get like multiple 75 basis point increases, or even like 1% basis point increases, because they'll want to get back to the 5.5 rate as quickly as possible. And then they'll probably have to increase from there to try to temper the surge in inflation driven by tariffs. Does that make sense? You guys, you have any input on that?
No, none.
No, okay.
It
Zero.
makes sense. I mean, it's all bad. So, and you've detailed it eloquently, good sir.
Thank you. Does Trump know America's biggest export is inflation and tariffs slow that? No. Tariffs don't just slow it, they can halt it. I mean, you have to
Wait,
understand
Bob,
how
are
big
you
of a
real?
trading partner Canada is.
Let me see. I gotta find out if Bob is real or not.
Breaking, President Trump is preparing to announce European tariffs, specifically targeting Germany. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy's out of control. Okay, you know what? Maybe we bring back Nuke's prediction this week. SPX open at 0.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
Jesus, dude.
What
This
the
is so ridiculous.
fuck, man?
What a fucking dipshit. I love it.
I mean, like, it sounds like
No. Like
wrong,
he can. It's okay to tariff Mexico and Canada and China, but you don't tariff Europe because of the fucking euro dollar.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what's he gonna do to M3? Is he trying to destroy the dollar?
Do it.
I think he's trying to destroy everything that isn't the dollar.
But he's doing it the wrong way. You can't. Europe is the dollar. It's the same thing.
Those damn euro
Oh, I'm
dollars.
gonna be rich in a worthless currency. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Do you think he's mad about 4 years ago? It seems like petty revenge at this point. He has Pittsburgh. I'm long the yen. Maybe I'll be okay. I just need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, make sure you take me and my girlfriend with you.
Do you want to live in my tiny? I'm gonna get like a tiny hut in Japan. We're gonna have dinner. We're gonna have dinner sitting on the floor every night.
Japanese gang compound.
Okay. Oh, and then we'll have a Brazilian one too.
Yeah, and we're all gonna walk around with submachine guns and really cool sunglasses, whatever Japanese gangs wear. Really tight jeans. It'll be awesome.
It's gonna be pretty. Actually, you know what? I'm down. So we're gonna become Yakuza?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get full body tattoos.
Well, those are optional.
Are you guys letting females into any of these compounds, specifically
No.
librarians? Maybe. We have to just stop JFresh from putting up his boys only sign. He's waited 30 years.
We need a concubine policy. Let me write that out. Let's get Barrel to get a draft going.
Poopy Pants says he can cross-dress and read, and he still kind of knows the Dewey Decimal System. I feel like the first part of that statement is rooted in tons of practice.
I cannot think of any way that Poopy Pants could possibly outcompete Jin for this role.
Yeah, there's just no chance in hell.
Even just trying is sad.
I mean, it's the shush factor for me.
Get your own thing, Poopy.
Yeah, you do like being shamed. Into compliance, specifically.
Shaming him is
Absolutely.
the best. Oh shit, that's what Dork,
What?
if you don't get NDX into our database
Oh no!
by the end of the day,
Dad! Don't do this to me, Dad!
I'm gonna be really upset with you.
Where was the EU tariff news? I don't know. I actually need to fact check Bob. Because
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Oh, was that fake? God damn it, Bob.
A day ago, Trump was saying stuff about it.
Yeah, Politico had him saying vows to launch trade war on EU.
That was yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. Trump also said he will absolutely impose tariffs on the EU. What a great guy. And he's great for my puts. He's just bad for everything else.
You know what he's actually mad about is he's mad that he had to pay for the wall.
US dollar jumps 2.3% against Mexican peso. Euro trades down 1.37% against the dollar at 102.20. No, man, that's going to be bad. Canadian dollar weakens 1.2% against the US dollar. Euro hit a fresh intraday low for the year, dropping 1.8%.
Oh yeah, we got ourselves our first.
U.S.
page
claims
in the
China's
pot.
role in Panama Canal breaches the treaty. Trump targeted Iraq in a Cormor gas field drone attack. Is that Trump or Israel?
Nobody knows.
Hey.
All right, well, we've been at this for a really long time, and I want to stop talking. Futures will be open in like an hour, so I'll see you guys in an hour.
Yeah. See you guys in chat. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
fun.
14 Chinese military aircraft have crossed the median line of the strait. That's actually a big deal.
Yeah, some Taiwan shit.
We'll do it live.
Let's add some Taiwan shit into all this mess.
World War III, right? Oh, that'll fix all our economic problems.
Yeah, priced in.
I'm too old.
Here's the thing about pricing things in and like trying to. I've been thinking about this philosophically, and I think the only rational solution is to just be max long no matter what. Because even if, like, let's say there's a crash, and you say, well, like, the crash is priced in and the recovery is priced in, there's no reason to ever go short long term unless you're trying to play the trend.
Ministry,
you're right.
Here's some more interesting news. Ministry of Finance in Japan introduces support service for firms affected by U.S. tariffs. China China opposes U.S. tariff measures. The Chinese Foreign Ministry says we will take necessary countermeasures to U.S. tariffs, and they said fentanyl is America's problem.
Interesting.
Canada's considering imposing measures on critical minerals. U.S. beer, wine, and food and appliances will all be subject to Canadian tariffs.
Canada's not even real. Right?
Don't talk like that about our 51st state.
Is Canada real?
Your own call, we're all stuck. Your own call, we're all stuck in the mess you made.
I love it. Oh, I completely forgot we were in this Discord with all of our. Could have been doing this the whole. I could have been doing this for a month.
Stroking my dick, I got lotion on my dick when I was stroking my shit.
Oh boy. All right, that's enough. You guys go away.
Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy.
I'm just waiting for Trump's next tariff.
Oh, dude.
All right. Well, Market Crash Monday. Let's do it. I can't wait to see you guys at 6100 on Friday.
Crash Monday, 6200 on Friday. Didn't you just show up to straight to zero?
We just hit 0.
All right, thank you guys for joining in. Guys, I'll be around the rest of the day if you have any questions. Hit me up on the Discord. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and have a great night. Later.
Yeah.